All right, so ultimately there are three major grains of leather. We have full grain, we have top grain, and we have genuine. Full grain is the absolute best quality leather you can get. And what it is actually the top, um, once the hair has been removed from the hide, what is left is full grain. And it is the best unmessed with leather that you can get. Top quality, the temper and the firmness is usually great. You can get it in a higher thickness. In the US, when they measure the weight of a calf, they do it in ounces. We buy it anywhere else, it's in millimeters. I usually deal in anywhere from 3 ounce to up to 7 ounce. And I like to typically stay around 4 or 5 ounce. A lot of my bags are in 6 ounce leather. My wallets are in 3 because those need to be a little more pliable. So that's full grain. Top grain is the level right below full. Once they remove the full grain, then you are left with almost perfect quality leather, but not perfect. It's going to show all the blemishes. You know, you're going to have if the animal was branded, then that's going to show up in the top grain. Or remnants of that is going to show up in the top grain. With full grain, a lot of it has been cleaned up. You know, it's quality leather to the point where you don't have to do much to it. But there are also some full grain leathers that are completely blemished, because that's what a lot of people are looking for. They want it to look raw and unbothered when they purchase full grain leather. And so some tanneries will keep it, you know, aesthetically pleasing, you know, just to make sure that people know that it is full grain. Me, on the other hand, I like both. You know, some of the leather, I like it to have character, so I don't mind the blemishes. And then on some projects, I want it to be clean because I'm going to do something else to the leather. I might embellish it myself. I don't know. But so there's different grains of leather that you use for different things. So that's full grain and that's top grain. Now let's talk about genuine leather. Genuine leather is the worst leather that a leathersmith can use. What happens is they take all the scraps, all the pieces, all the unwanted things, and they grind it up until it's just loose fibers, and then they compress it, right? So it's like the plywood of leather. You know, they take all the unwanted scraps and compress it to a sheet. And then once that sheet is so compacted that it stays together, then they add another very, 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 very paper thin piece of leather on top of it to hold it together, and on bottom as well. But it's not always a thin sheet of leather on top either. Sometimes it's vinyl. Sometimes it's just plastic. It can be anything really, but it's really just a big compacted sheet of scraps. And that's why, you know, if you go to like a TJ Maxx or something and you purchase a belt, you know, and you wear that belt for a couple of weeks, and then you notice that that belt begins to split or fray or things like that, or it rips on you, it's just, you know, compacted leather. And so you will always find things labeled genuine leather at places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, things like that. You're going to always find those things because a lot of companies that are mass producing things will use the least expensive leather that they can, and that's genuine leather. Yeah, and so that's just the three major grains: full grain, top quality, top quality. Then there's top grain, just below full grain, and then there's just the worst of it all, genuine leather. 9 times out of 10, you're only going to get top grain or full grain if you're dealing with a leathersmith or a leather worker, because most companies just aren't going to pay the extra money to purchase it. You know, a really, really good quality piece of full grain is going to cost you anywhere from $250 to $300 for a hide. You know, and a hide is just one half of a cow. You know, it's a whole side, right? And that's about $250, depending on where you get it from. You can get an entire cow, both sides, two sides, an entire cow's worth of genuine leather for about $50. The whole cow. Yes. So, if I'm doing repairs or something, I very rarely will I repair someone's genuine leather item unless I charge you an arm and a leg, and you don't want that, and I don't want that for you. So the purpose of this video is to help you make better decisions when you're buying your items. Don't buy anything labeled genuine leather. A lot of leathersmiths, well, at least me, I can speak for myself, when I am advertising, you know, to the general public who they really don't know this information, I will advertise as 100% genuine leather, because what people really want to know when they ask me, is this genuine leather? They just want to know that it's real. They don't want to know, hey, is this top grain, full grain, or bottom of the barrel? That's not the question that they're asking. They want to know if this is in fact real leather. But when I'm speaking to other leathersmiths and other leather workers, if someone was to ask me if my product was genuine leather, I would say absolutely not, because my product is full grain, you know, or top grain, because they know what I'm talking about. They know what I mean. So ask the right questions. If you can get your leather from someone you can speak to directly, 9 times out of 10, they're selling you a quality product. And if you can't speak to them directly, ask. Yeah, so that's that. I am here to make sure you make better leather decisions. So if you have any other questions or any questions at all, shoot me a comment below. You can find me on Instagram, Sankofa_arts, or you can hit me up on my website, SankofaArts, all one word, .com. All right, take care.